Hey guys, I'm the cook's assistant and today we're making the chocolate bomb from RuneScape. We're going to jump right into this one by making the chocolate ganache that appears to be on top of the chocolate bomb. To do this, we're going to heat some cream in a pan until it's just below boiling, at which point we're going to break in some chocolate and stir it continuously until all of our chocolate has dissolved and our mixture is rich and chocolatey. Now at this point you could just end the video here and go and enjoy a nice bowl of chocolate soup, but for the sake of the recipe we're going to transfer this to a piping bag before taking our chocolatey piping bag to the fridge, where it shall remain while we disprove the theory that a watched pan never boils. This is because our chocolate bomb shell starts with a pan of boiling water, to which we're going to carefully add some butter. Once our butter is sufficiently dissolved and with the pan of water still boiling, we're going to add some flour, followed by a pinch of...
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Ignoring our salt disaster for a minute, we're going to give our mixture a thorough, continuous stir until the mixture is turned from a lumpy mess that will make you regret ever setting up a food channel to a gelatinous dough-like substance. At this point, we can lower the heat a bit and continue to cook this until our dough looks almost edible. Having turned off the heat, we're going to let our dough cool down to just above room temperature before whisking in some eggs and adding them to our mixture. I opted to start mixing the eggs with a spatula, but quickly switched to my trusty whisk when I realised that I was just kind of pushing the mixture around the pan. As the mixture began to thicken though, I switched back to my spatula to save busting my whisk. At this point you can see that our dough's turned to a thick cake batter looking substance, which means that it's time to be transferred into a piping bag, so in it goes. Now, unlike the chocolate ganache that we made earlier, this is going to need to be baked in the oven for a bit. So if you can divert your attention away from my massive forehead for a second, you can see that we've now got an oven tray lined with a sheet of greaseproof paper, onto which we're going to pipe little blobs of our mixture, just bigger than a bottle cap. We don't want any of our bombshells to burn in the oven, so with a clean hand we're going to wet our finger and then lightly squish down any imperfections that are sticking out after the piping process. And now onto the oven for 15 to 20 minutes until they're golden brown. With our bombshells in the oven and our ganache still in the fridge, we're going to move on to our final component of the recipe, the vanilla cream filling. For this, we're going to need a large bowl which we're going to fill with some cream, followed by some vanilla bean paste and some icing sugar. And now for everyone's favourite part, the whisking.
Oh shit, here we go again.
After what felt like an eternity, you can now see that our cream's at a firm peak stage. So once again, into a piping bag it goes. Did I mention that you're going to need a piping bag for this recipe? Here are our chocolate bombshells straight from the oven. We're going to leave these to cool completely, but once they have, we need to cut off each of the tops a little bit so that we can fill them. I did this using a paring knife, but if your knives aren't very sharp, or if you're worried about cutting yourself, then a pair of kitchen scissors will probably do just as good a job. We only need to cut a little bit off the top of each of these, pretty much enough to be able to get a clean finger inside so that we can ensure that all of them are completely hollow. So once we've done that, we're going to get our piping bag of vanilla cream and inserting it carefully into each of the chocolate bombs, we're going to give it a very light squeeze, turning the bomb as you do until each of them are completely filled. You'll know when they're filled properly when they feel heavy. My camera baited me again, so sadly I don't have the footage of me painstakingly piping our chocolate ganache onto the top of each of the chocolate bombs. But here they are done, other than a quick grating of chocolate for a finishing touch. And there we go, the chocolate bomb from RuneScape. I thought I'd give you guys a quick panning zoom of these before I tucked into one so you can see the lines of ganache better. Trust me guys, if you're going to try any of my recipes, you're going to want to make this one. They're amazing. The nominations for this year's Golden Gnome Awards have just opened, so if you guys would like to nominate me for Best New Video Creator, I'd really appreciate it, and I've popped the links in the description below. Other than that guys, thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you soon.